Hey besties, so today I have two controversial Am I the A-hole stories to read for you, and we need to figure out if these people are the a-holes or not. So for both of these stories, the Reddit community literally attacked the OPs and they're calling them both the a-holes. But half the time I don't even agree with Reddit at this point, so I want to find out if I agree. Guys, for this first one, I just can't see what good reason somebody could have to do this. So this one is called, Am I the a-hole for forcing my son to sell the car that he's inheriting? My father passed away in December. He owned a classic car. I believe it's a 50s Chevy Bel Air. My son, 17, is the only grandson he had. I have one sister who has two daughters, and I have two daughters along with my son. So there are 5 grandkids in total. My dad was never much of a girls guy. He always got along with the boys more than the girls. Him and my son were very close. He's left his car to my son in his will. The rest of the grandkids got $4,000 each, and the vehicle is valued at over $70,000. My sister was livid, and I honestly wasn't really happy either. It's just blatantly unfair to his other 4 grandchildren. And honestly, I don't even understand how legal all of this is because it was left to him, but he's a minor. So right now, the car is currently being held at his mom's house, and I don't know how to force him to sell it. But I think that that's what should happen, and the money can be decided equally amongst the grandkids. I just know that that's the way that it should be. My son is very upset about this, and he said that his grandpa left him the car, so it's his car. I have money saved for his college, and I'm almost considering telling him that his college money will then equally be divided up amongst his sisters and cousins if he refuses to sell the car. So am I the a-hole? Dude, this is just uncalled for. You are 100%, no questions asked, the a-hole. Now, I can understand why the sisters and cousins might be a little bit upset. I wouldn't blame them, but that's just the way of the world. Sometimes things just aren't fair. I just don't understand why OP would be willing to damage their relationship with their son over a car. This all around is just a really messed up situation, so I'm gonna say OP is a 6 out of 10 on the a-hole scale. But that's just me. You guys have to let me know what a-hole rating you would give him in the comments. So, okay, story number 2 got the Reddit community's panties in a bunch. They were super pissed at OP for this story. So let me read this one to you guys, and you have to let me know if you agree that this OP is indeed the a-hole. Okay, so this one is called, Am I the a-hole for not allowing our daughter's boyfriend to stay with her on the trip that we're paying for? My husband, our 16-year-old son, and I are going next month to visit our daughter at her college, which is a few states away. She's a freshman and has been with her boyfriend, Steve, for 3 years. Steve is a really great kid, but since money is a bit tighter in his family, he's doing his 2 years at a junior college while working to save up for the school that my daughter attends. We've never taken him on a trip before, but since he said that money is tight, we decided to let him come along on our trip to visit our daughter. He visited her once on his own back in the fall, but due to his finances, he wouldn't be able to afford another trip this school year. So obviously he was over the moon when we invited him. We don't want him to pay for a single thing. His flight, his hotel room, he'll be sharing with our son because they get along really well. And his food and drinks will all be paid for by us. And honestly, we're really glad to do it, and we've never had a disagreement with Steve until now. When speaking to my daughter about the plans, the hotel came up. This is when I found out that my daughter's dorm roommate is out of town that weekend, and she was planning on Steve to stay with her in her dorm while we visited. I told her absolutely not. I said that they can do whatever they want when we're not around, but if we're going to be there funding this whole trip, then he's going to be staying in the hotel. Call my husband and I old school or traditionalists, but we're Christians. And the idea of them staying together on our visit makes us uncomfortable. We think that we're being rather generous to take him on the trip in the first place. The word got back to Steve, and he actually called me and asked why he couldn't stay with our daughter. I explained my reasons above, and he got irate. He tried to pull the adult card. I said, Steve, here's the deal. If you want to stay with her, that's fine. You'll still be welcome to tag along with our family, but there will be separate checks on every meal. And he would have to figure out his own way there. And he said that we know that he can't afford that. Then I simply said that all we ask is that you sleep at the hotel. He agreed, but now my daughter is saying that we embarrassed him and he's thinking of not coming altogether. So am I the a-hole? This is just so weird. Like, come on. You invite your adult daughter's boyfriend on a vacation to visit her, knowing that they rarely see each other, and then you're gonna ask them not to stay together. Come on. Like, I get it. I have kids. They're still really little, and I'm very happy about that. But I'm sure when they're old enough to start dating, yeah, I'll be uncomfortable about some of those situations too. But you gotta let them grow up at some point. Like, come on. I think it was a nice gesture that they tried to invite him on the trip, but right now they're just doing way too much. So for me, they're not the biggest a-holes, but I'm still gonna give them a 4 out of 10 on the a-hole scale, because while I do kind of understand as a parent their concern, they need to let it go. Also, I hate when people always throw in the Christian thing, because that gives a lot of Christians a really bad name. You don't get to force your beliefs on somebody else and then just use being a Christian as an excuse. But that's just my 2 cents. So I'll see what you guys think in the comments. Maybe I'm the crazy one. I'm usually the crazy one. But anyways, besties, thank you so much for being here, and I want you to let me know what you think about my latest little crystal jewelry box. I have been having so much fun with this holographic glitter that I got from Let's Resin, and I cannot wait to use it again. So if you got to the end of the video, drop some blue emojis in the comments to show me that you're a true supporter. All right, besties, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Stay kind, stay amazing, and keep on resonating. Peace.